What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bricks and Toys. And in today's episode, we're with non-Lego brick building products once again. I tell you guys, I am not a Lego snob. Once I find a good product that's not Lego, I will buy it over and over again. And when I told you guys a few months ago when we built the first round of 5 of these Hot Wheels brick shop sets that I really liked them, well, I actually really did. To the point of we're with a whole new set of them, and these ones are called the Hot Ones. And out of all 7 of these cars that are now released, there's about to be 9. I think there's 2 Audis coming in just a few short weeks if they're not already hitting the store shelves. These 2 were kind of hard for me to get because, well, they're overly modified. So far, up until this point, the Hot Wheels Brick Shop cars have been factory cars that you could badge some stickers on and make a racing variant, and it's up to you to have them customized. Well, that changes today with these 2 Hot Wheels Brick Shop sets. Because, like I said, these are the hot ones. They are modified or hot right out of the box, and then we can make them hotter with extra stickers, and we'll go over if there's any extra pieces to add to them. So like usual, we're going to be doing this review in sets of 2 because there's always a small one that goes with a big one, and that's just the way these are. Now, in the scheme of things of a small one going with a big one, I do want to tell you guys, if you guys liked the Corvette Grand Sport or the Cadillac Hypercar, those 2 are currently being sold as a combo pack at Costco for the holiday season. I was really surprised to see it on sale there. I think it was $59.99. So you get about $10 off when you combine the prices of both. And it's just a super pack. So if you're shopping for the holiday season and you know someone that likes brick-built Lego type cars, well, check your local Costco because for $60, you can get the Cadillac Hypercar and the Corvette Grand Sport as a combo pack. And it comes in a pretty good sized box that looks probably really good wrapped up with some gift wrap under that Christmas tree. So let's talk about what we got for today's video. Number 1, we have a 1968 Camaro, custom 1968 Camaro that is, with 289 pieces. Now, this is part of our Speed series. This one over here is going to be part of our Elite series, and then there's a Premium or Premier series that, well, so far there's only the Mercedes that falls under that branch. We've gotten 3 Speeds, we've gotten 3 Elites, and we should have 1 more of each coming with the Audis. Back to this Camaro here. This one was rather hard. Hot Wheels has this lineup called the Hot Ones, and it's not just for their brick shop products, it's for their die-cast cars and their play sets, and it's just their extreme lineup. I guess these Hot Ones, as they call it, really should capture the imagination of kids and not really me as an adult, but I'm enjoying these builds and I'm going to build them anyway. So this being the Hot Ones product lineup, we have that orange and yellow box all around, and that's traditional with all the Hot Ones products. We have our die-cast 1/64 scale car. We have 2 sets of rim options. I think on this one they're all plastic, so no die-cast parts with these. Looking at the car on the box, the graphics, like I've said, it doesn't appeal to me, and the car just looks really chromium, and you can't even tell that it's a Camaro. It's that rough. But you know what? This could be a lot of fun. Also on the box, it shows how you can customize it with extra stickers, maybe a little bit different in ride height, and actually no, just different wheels and stickers. Top of the box, well, there's the die-cast car with the plaque and one of the wheels, Hot Ones, Hot Wheels, Brick Shop, all of that. On this side of the box, we got a side profile of the car with the die-cast car. On this side of the box, it just shows the car, the wheels, the tires, some of the parts. Then on the bottom of the box, looks like we got some Legal Eagles, barcode, all that good stuff, and recycling information. So on the back of the box, we got the car from the back angle. We got a picture of the doors opening up. We got a dimensions right here, which says the car is going to be about 2 inches high and about 6.7 inches in length. And again, we got more of the licensing information. Do not eat it there at the bottom. And of course, the car on the back of the box does have all the stickers and stuff on it. And this particular set does retail for $19.99, and I did pick both of these up at Target for those prices. Well, actually, this one I got a sale on, but I think that's because of the holidays or something that I bought. But anyway, $19.99 at Target. Then we're going to move over here to the, I believe it's a 62, yes it is, the custom 62 Chevy pickup. Now this one's going to have 858 pieces. Like with the other set, this is going to be a 10 and older set. And we got that bright yellow, orange, noxious packaging that's traditional with the Hot Ones, like we've already spoke about. The truck does get a little lost in the box because they did choose orange for this custom 62 Chevy pickup. And the box, as you can tell, is orange and yellow, so it is a little lost in the sauce. As these sets normally go, we do have our die cast of the truck with a surfboard, which is a nice addition. We have a set of die cast wheels and plastic wheels and our traditional tires that come in the set. And then we do have a little picture up here, as we can expect with the truck with its custom stickers. Ride height does look actually adjusted on the customized version, and also looks like it has a blower too. So this one does have adjustable ride height, engine out the hood, and stickers and metal parts. Now looking at the top of the box, we can see our die-cast car, die-cast plaque, die-cast rims, as well as the Chevy logos and Hot Wheels and Hot Ones and all of that stuff. Looking at this side of the box, we can see some ordering information, but behind the ordering information, we can see our die-cast wheels, our tires, the truck, and some additional parts. Looking at this side of the box, we do have the actual build with the 164 die-cast displayed right there. On the bottom of the box, we got our Legal Eagles, recycling information, and barcode. Then coming to the back of the box, there we can see the truck, and it's doing a squatted truck pose. Do not show that to Whistle and Diesel because you might put it through a wood chipper. But anyway, the truck does look pretty cool in its jacked up style. I am going to enjoy checking out the ride height, seeing what we can do with that. I do like the surfboard in the back of the truck, and I do like the Moon Ice stickers, American Racing, and all of that. It's very fitting for the era of truck. The diecast car does not look too bad itself. We have some pictures down here at the bottom talking about the ride height. We also have a picture with the hood open, and as we can see with the hood open, the hood actually opens up in the actual fashion of the actual truck, which is that whole front lip, because these trucks have a really thick hood, so that's really cool to see translated into the brick form here. We have a third picture here showing that our doors do open up, and then lastly we have another picture here saying that this truck's going to be about 3.5 inches in height and about 10.8 inches in length. Down here at the bottom, we got all of our Mattel licensing information and all of that stuff. And this set does retail for $49.99, and if you can get the holiday discount, $39.99. Not a bad deal at all. Total, I spent about $60 for both of these, but if you were to go to Target and look for them, you would be spending about $70. Again, not bad at all for two sets that I will probably really enjoy building. So we're going to go into an unboxing of the little one, then we're going to go into the unboxing of the larger one, and then guys, we're going to be doing the actual review on both of these sets. So like I've said many times, I really enjoy these non-Lego products coming in easy to open packaging that can be easily reused. It's just nice to know that if you built this on a trip, you can easily seal it up and all of your parts or whatever is secure for the ride back home. So our box is open. That's what it looks like inside of our box. We are going to have a little thing we're going to have to pull out in here, just like that. That's going to be all of our wheels, tires, and our car. And then everything else is going to be a pour onto the table. Bingo bongo, just like that. So we can see here we have 5 bags total. As we can see, we have actually 6 bags total, not 5. We have bag 1, bag 2, bag 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. More than likely, you're going to build this in basically 3 steps, using 2 bags per step. We do have our book, and let's go through our book. And there is our stickers tucked away nice and safe into our book. And like I've said before at these sets, most of these stickers, if not all of them, will just be a customization option once you're done building your car. And then here we can see we got some stuff about 1966, 2023, 2025, all of that stuff about probably Hot Wheels and their Camaro. And then we got some stuff about their build. Then we got the designers of the build. I really like how the Mattel Brick Shop guys are actually a design team doing these cars. I think that's really awesome. And then we kick it off on page number 8 with step number 1, using the first 2 bags like I mentioned earlier. And then here at the back of the book on page 86, we have step 105. That completes the actual car. But we have some other stuff along the way here, which is our customization options. Shows our sticker sheet and our extra set of wheels and how to switch those out. And for these steps, there is no step counter necessarily. It just shows us how to switch out our parts and lay out our stickers if we choose to do so. Then coming here to the last part of the book, we can see all of the other cars currently for sale in the Brick Shop series and the finished product. And guys, that's our $19.68 Camaro. Now let's open up our 62 Chevy truck. Just like with the other one, we're going to have the 2 pieces of tape to break open. So 1 and then 2. And it's going to open up just like that. Nice and reusable if we choose to. And I'm giving you guys the first look inside of the box. And there it is. Just a bunch of plastic bags, guys. And then we're going to pull out our parts tray. And there's our parts tray with our 2 sets of rim options, our tires, and our die-cast vehicle, which looks phenomenally good. Really like the way that truck looks. And then we're going to do our pour. And there is our pour. Now for this one, I think we're going to have around 10 bags. So let's go ahead, let's count out our bags. So just like with all of these vehicles, we got step 1 and 2 together. And then we got steps 3 and 4. Then we have steps 5 and 6. Steps 7 and 8, steps 9 and 10. So there's 10, and we clearly got more bags here on the table. Steps 11 and 12, and steps 13 and 14. So we have 14 bags total to get this one built. And as soon as we open up our lovely book, there is our sticker sheet. This one is wrapped in plastic, but it's got all the numbers and all of that good stuff for us to pick from what we actually want to use. I love the Edelbrock logos, I love the moon eyes, and I love the American Racing badge. Those are 3 very familiar hot rodder type stickers and designs I remember growing up as a kid. So then we got more information about the truck like we did in the other book and all of these other sets. 1962 is the truck, 2008, 2025, kind of like a history with the truck and Hot Wheels. And then we go into the actual build of the truck and options, all of that. Meet your designers of the truck, another picture of the truck with the die-cast version. And then on page 8, once again, we start with bags 1 and 2 to get the truck built. So now going through the back of the book, we have 168 pages, 203 steps, and then we start to see our customization options and things of that nature as we progress in the book. Stuff about the wheels, stuff about the hood, and all of that, because you can put an engine coming out the hood if you choose. As you guys can see that being built here. And it just goes and goes. And then, like before, we do finish off with sticker placement guide and all of that stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the Chevy engine coming out the hood or not. I don't know. I'm going to have to make a decision because I really think the jury is out on these cars. They are custom out of the box. There's nothing factory about them. There is no heritage to protect. They come with no dignity. They're just hot ones. So I think for these, I might have some fun with the customization options, which is something I didn't do on the old ones. But for you guys are going to have to hold on and watch the review segment to see what I actually decide to do. And for me, I'm going to get these built. And like I said, for you guys, here's the review. Okay, we have our cars built. We have what we're going to say ready. And without further ado, let's start off with the 68 Camaro. And then later on, we'll move on to the truck. One of these two I like more than the other, and if you can't tell just by this shot alone, well, you will find out soon enough. Let's start off with this 68 Camaro. Like with all of these cars, we do get a die-cast 164 replica of the actual build. The more extreme build, like the 300 SL, does have a more premium 164 die-cast car, where these other two just get a basic Hot Wheels version of what you built. Either way, still really cool addition to have with your buildable brick car. I do have to say the 164 scale version of this car does capture more of the essence of a 68 Camaro than the brick built version, so you will want to display this with your car to help people figure out what the hell this actually is. And what is this? Well, this is going to be the 68 Camaro. We did go with the aftermarket wheels on it, which are still plastic caps. There's no metal parts on the Speed series of these cars. In the terms of customization, I didn't add any additional stickers other than the Camaro on the front window, which seems to be the Camaro of maybe like the 80s font, so it doesn't really fit in too well with the 60s, but you know what? It is what it is, guys. The stripe down the middle is all printed, which is nice, and so is the stripe down the side. And there is a little bit of a stripe down here at the bottom with some dots above the exhaust, which are all prints as well. The exhaust does come out the lower fender because this is supposed to be a twin turbocharged engine. Basically, the exhaust pipes are coming out the side because the turbos are probably hidden back in here like you see on a drag vehicle. Also printed are these white stripes that go to the front of the car, and then we do have this weird little pipe coming out of the front of the grille, and then we just have our two headlights and some 1x1 elements that resemble like a radiator grille element. And we also have some exposed studs to add some greebling to the front bumper. There is not really a front bumper to this thing, just like there is not lower fenders to this thing, lower quarter panels. Everything is just really chopped on this one. I really love a first-gen Camaro, and I really do not love them overly modified. And this, well, yeah, that is a problem here. Moving on down, we do see another type of radiator grille element stuffed back here in the lower quarter. Not quite sure what that's doing. Moving over here to the back, there is absolutely nothing that resembles a 68 Camaro left on the back of this thing. It's just brick built with angles and exposed studs with two little 1x1 transparent red elements to make the taillights. Coming over to this side, we can see it's the same thing, with the exhaust under the fender, all the prints and everything, and the back tires are wider than the front tires, which I would expect. And with the car down, we do have opening doors on either side, so the Speed series is keeping up with the opening doors, which adds a little bit of playability to these vehicles. And I think we can easily pop the roof open just like that to give you guys a look at the interior, which also has a printed element. Even though that this is a race car, this does have a radio in it. Okay, let's trick everything out, and then we'll just put a stock looking radio dash element in it. Okay, Hot Wheels, we see you. Speaking of Camaro logos, there's one right down there printed on the dash, and that's the font that they should have used for the front windscreen instead of the other font. But that's just me being an anal retentive car guy. Other than that, the interior is just a bunch of black pieces, really simple, not a lot of space to work with. At least they give you two seats and a steering wheel with a gear shift and some printed elements in a car this small. Putting our roof back on, we can see a pretty trick rear window here with a wing built into the glass, which is kind of weird. And then we do have some of these fins coming off the back, but no wing going across, so maybe this is the wing for the downforce. Not quite sure what all is going on with this car. It's just really busy and crazy. We do have a cool little hood scoop with these little side pieces pointing out. Other than that, guys, it rolls. It looks insane, and without that die-cast car, would you even know that it is a Camaro? Well, I guess we do have the plaque at the bottom here, and the plaque does say Custom 68 Camaro with the Hot Wheels and everything, and that is the die-cast piece that is on the bottom of this car. So no custom die-cast wheel covers or anything, just a plaque saying that this is a Hot Wheels product. Now let's move on to that truck, guys. Starting off with our 164 die-cast, I really like this die-cast. I kind of wish the front of it matched more of the actual truck. The actual truck has a white front end, nothing chrome. This one has orange all the way around with the chrome in the middle, but I get that is for production reasons, as that chrome probably is the same piece that leads into the bed of the truck, and I guess it's got a different plastic piece to the bottom, but these exhaust pipes are probably connected as well with the interior. But it does have the white roof, but it does not have the white around the sides of the roof to match the truck, so it is close to the same paint scheme, but not exact. And also it does have black wheels and not silver wheels, which was an option for either way when you build this truck. It does have the surfboard in the back, so I guess that does tie it all in together. Again, it's a really cool Hot Wheels car, and a happy addition to the truck itself. Now, let's get into the truck. Now, with this truck, I kind of did my own thing with it. I didn't want to go crazy once I found out that once you build it, you don't really have to make it a stupefied version of itself, like with that. So I kind of took inspiration from my old man, and I kind of did it the way he would do it. I slammed the front, slightly slammed the rear. You have a nice rake profile to it. This is how my dad and my grandpa would always run their trucks back in the day. And I kept all the goofy stickers and the engine sticking out of the hood, which we'll talk more about here in a second. I kept all that stuff off. I just wanted it to look like a stock 62 with a surfboard out the back, some side pipes, and a nice even rake. I really like all the special parts to make that nice groove down the side of the 62. That is a really distinct feature of the actual OEM truck. So it's nice to see Hot Wheels make those bricks that go all the way down. There is more round elements to make the roundness of the bed. And then we do have a print all down the side for the side trim. We have a silver piece right here for the door handle. And then we do have some silver pieces to make the mirrors. The doors do open up, and there is a printed piece on the inside of the doors for the actual door handle for the window and to open the door. Since I did go with the custom wheel option, these are the die-cast wheels. I think they look exceptional. They are really freaking nice. Let's move over here to the front of the actual truck. We have the Chevrolet printed in the front with these cool little headlight buckets that I believe are custom made for this particular build, with some more prints of the lights in the hood and all of that. And I love how the hood opens up and it's nice and chunky, just like it is on the OEM actual truck. We did go with the default engine, which looks to be an LS based engine, just loosely figuring that out. And there is a hood prop right there to hold up your hood if you choose to display it that way. There is no inner fenders hiding the tires, and as you guys can see, with how slammed I got it, the tires are actually above the little fender arches. But that's no big deal once you close the hood. Continuing to look at the hood, we do have a center feature of the hood, which is nice, but this whole center section does come out to fit a bigger motor. Going into the roof line of the truck, we have our traditional brick shop pieces to make the roof, but the windshield is a custom element to give the truck its defining lines and features of the roof. Coming down the side here, same thing. We have the side pipes, metal wheels, print, all of that. Opening up the doors, boom, printed elements for the handles and all of that. And then going into the actual interior, we'll pop off the roof so we can get a look. We have a lovely bench seat with these bumpy little pieces that I've seen in other brick shop cars, as well as a printed dash and some nice greebling features and stuff inside. Not bad at all. The roof does go on nice and easy, just back like that. And then we go into having the rear tubs in the bed and these really cool tiles that give the bed its ridges. Ruffles have ridges, and so do 62 Chevy trucks in this case. I would have liked to seen a bigger tire on the actual underside of the vehicle to fill in those wheel wells. Because in the hot rodder community, if your wheel wells are that wide, you should have the meats to put down the traction. Looking at our surfboard here, surfboard is done really nice with nice rounded elements. I like that addition a lot. And let's move to the back of the truck. Looking at the back of the truck, we have two more printed elements, which is a Chevrolet logo and HW Surf, which would be Hot Wheels Surf, I guess. Which is kind of funny because it says Hot Wheels as the state of the plate. We have some transparent and some clear elements to make the turn signals and the taillights of the truck. And that is pretty much our Chevy truck in a nutshell. Our back window is made of a simple smoked rectangular clear piece. And giving it a look at the bottom, once again, we can see our plaque that we have on all of these and the simple construction of the bottom of the vehicle. And then you can see these spindles, which are made to be basically pushed in and out to adjust your rake of the vehicle, just like that. And guys, that is pretty much it. There is one more thing I did want to showcase with this truck, and that has to do with what's under here. The engine is made to come out relatively simple. Just pluck it out, and then you can pluck in a larger motor. The only issue with this larger motor is, well, you do have to take the hood apart a little bit, which I don't want to do. But this larger motor comes with exhaust pipes, comes with a belt to drive and pulleys, comes with a nice air cleaner, and again, exhaust pipes, nice valve covers. This is a really nice, accurate engine for this build in comparison to this. I really wish there was a way, and I'm probably going to find a way to fuse this engine with this engine and get this one into the truck. Because when I pop my hood of my 62 Chevy, I want it to look like a classic small block 350 V8 or whatever, and not an LS based motor. Sometimes to go carbureted is better for the classics and not fully modern. More power, but classic. So with that being said, back in with the LS for now because it fits under the hood and I don't want to mess up that nice hood line with that centerpiece. And guys, that is our 62 Chevy truck. Now let's wrap up this video. Now let's bring this video to our traditional closing segment. This is where I usually like to talk about price, build, things I didn't like, and all of that good stuff. So let's start off with just the basic. Out of the two that was released together, because it seems like Hot Wheels are going to be releasing a Speed and Elite side by side every month or every other month at this point. This one is the weird, wacky Hot Wheels, Hot Ones, whatever you want to call it, editions of these two classic vehicles. And clearly, out of the two, I really am attached to the truck. I am just a guy that was raised by a lot of country type folk, and just a Chevy truck is just a home hit for me. Now, one of my favorite dream cars that I have is a Camaro, not really a 68 or 69, but more of a 70 or 71 Camaro, but I still love the first gen Camaros, and it's just not hitting with me all that well with how weird and wacky and over the top this one actually is. Still, I think it's a really cool build for someone maybe under 12, like a kid for say, but as an adult to build this, it just seems a little bit far out there. Again, for the money, for how much these cars cost, they're still beating Lego and the Speed Champions, and it's all prints besides the custom sticker options you can do after the fact. So it's still really great in that aspect, but as an adult and building these, the truck is where it's at. And with this video being released right on the heels of December, it is gift giving season, and I do have to say, check out this Brick Shop series for sure for your holiday gift giving ideas. If you know any kids or any young adults or adults that love building Lego cars, hey, there's a new option this holiday season, and it is definitely with the Hot Wheels Brick Shop. We have the Corvette, the Mercedes, we have the Cadillac, we have the Acura. There's so many great options already, and these are a dead win, in my opinion. All prints, low prices, great builds, awesome. And so for the things I did not like about these builds, well, I didn't like this build in general. Like I said, I just feel like I'm really aged out, and at my age, I just have so much respect for the original version. But with this one over here, the main thing that glares out is why could we not have figured out a way in the book to use this original engine? Like, that's my only thing. I would have loved to have been able to pop the hood or use the hood prop as it's in there to display a better looking engine that has a lot more detail features. And if they would have done that, I think that would have been a home run. But with that being said, at $50, this is still the build. Now with these cars, in the next week or so in December, we do have the Audis coming out. We're going to get an Audi Speed and an Audi Elite, and we're going to be back here doing another review on these before you know it. And hopefully those continue surprising me just as much as these have. So with both of these, with the prices, definitely recommend. Maybe kids, for adults, great holiday gift ideas. With these cars, you're going to win. And it's as simple as that. Really loving these Brick Shop vehicles, and that says a lot. As much as I love Lego, there's people stepping it up. And that does it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button to follow along with everything that we do here. As usual, share the video with a friend and hit the thumbs up, the like button. That really helps me out. Most importantly, drop comments down below. Have you bought these? Do you like them? Are these going to be good gift ideas for your family? Really just love to interact with you guys about these products. And on that one, that concludes our month of November. Next up, we're going to be going back into Lego and building the what I thought was the Neuschwanstein castle, but I think it's the Neuschwanstein? Okay, we're going to build that next sometime in December. So keep an eye out for the Neuschwanstein Castle review. Thank you guys so much for watching. You all have a good one.